Pickles.
Hello and welcome to the New Age Geek channel. If you're new here, building an inclusive space, people of all walks of life through the power of friendship, magic, and tabletop role-playing games. Tonight we have Forging Fates, our sober D&D campaign to the Critical Role World of Exandria, following our adventuring party, the Fists of Fate. What's up, Fists?
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
I think I could really get that speed up a little bit more.
Don't think you should. But here's your weekly friendly little reminder that the New Age Geeks includes more than just us up here on the screen. It relies on all of you wonderful geeks and your participation in this community that we are building together. If you want to become one of the New Age Geeks, you absolutely can. Just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels and join our Discord, where you will find moderated chats, emotes by one of our favorite geeks, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah. And chat rooms with the cast and other members of this growing community. Remember that the best way to help us out is with engagement, so we'd greatly appreciate if you'd watch the video all the way through, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that these platforms know to share us with everybody else. Beyond that, we have posts going up on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Threads, so if you're on those platforms, make sure to give us a follow for more geeky goodness.
Twitch Prime is free if you have Amazon Prime. That awards you a 1-month subscription to any channel here on Twitch. Just once per month, you do need to go in and resubscribe to that channel at no additional cost. Just link your accounts and click subscribe with Prime on that channel. If you're feeling charitable, please subscribe on Twitch and YouTube. Perhaps give subscriptions to others, tier using bits, donate via PayPal, check out our Patreon, and lastly, if you wish to become a sponsor for the New Age Geeks, reach out to us directly via our Instagram page to begin those discussions.
Joe, you're muted.
Speaking of sponsors, if you enjoy the music we have going on here on Forging Fates, we highly recommend checking out the Songcraft bot. Songcraft bot allows you to play open source, community selected music and soundscapes directly from your Discord with server with just a few clicks. Whether you're playing with friends or streaming on Twitch, you can use the audio stress-free. With their Pro Level subscription, get their playlist builder, shareable playlist codes, access to 40+ music genres, 20+ sound types, global genre selections, and 2 premium Discord servers, all for just $10 a month. But by using our referral code NAG, that's N-A-G, you get $2 off your subscription for the first 3 months. All you need to do to get started is invite the Songcraft bot of your choosing into your server, then just hit play and let Songcraft take care of the rest.
And we are also partners with Dragon's Nest Delivery. If you don't know what Dragon's Nest Delivery is, it is a D&D shop with a ton of D&D essentials, including dice, apparel, homebrew adventures, and their Nat 20 card series, which we'll be using here over on Queer and Present Danger. And they even have a D&D subscription box, which includes dice, candy, one-shot adventures, minis, and a bunch of downloadable content as well. So when you go to checkout, make sure to use our referral code NEWAGEGEEKS, that is all one word, for 18% off of your order. And yes, that even includes the subscription box. So when you go over and check them out, make sure to tell them that we sent you.
Okay, so announcements for the week. Tomorrow, part 2 of our 2-part Cyberpunk 2077 Neon Nightmare is live. Same bat time, same bat channel. It is me, PJ McGaw, Yuri and the Beast, Darth Surrealish, that name fucks me up every single time, and Tech Frost coming in with our second half of what's already proven to be insanity. Besides that, we are off for the rest of the week. There's no investigation check. We're taking it easy. We also will not be here next Monday because I will be on Zeal Daddy's channel doing
Zeal
Zaddy, doing an interview, though I don't know if it's live or not. Either way. Besides that, I know Daytay.
Yes.
Howls by Moonlight.
Hello, everybody. I will be at Another World Tabletop on Thursday, 5:30 PST, for After We Howl.
That's what I said.
Yes, something like that. It's the World of Darkness. We are doing vampires. Nope. We are doing werewolves. Team Jacob over here. And it's gonna be real, visceral and howly and stuff. So yeah, come join, come see, come be a part. Howl with us.
Omega. What do you got going
Hey,
on this
everybody.
week?
All the things always happen. So just look at my socials, which is at Critbard across all social media channels, stuff the places I'm not. More importantly, though, I want to shout out on Wednesday. I will be over on Just the Humans channel for a 5-part. Well, I'm part of a 5-part charity 5-day commander tournament. We're all going to be playing Magic the Gathering, raising money for St. Jude Children's Hospital, which is a hospital and organization that is near and dear to my heart. I am an St. Jude ambassador. So I'm very happy to be giving my time to that, where hopefully I win, but maybe won't. But more importantly, we're raising money for the kids. Yeah, so that's going to be my slot is Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, whatever the hell it is across the seas, because I'm not counting.
So, are you guys playing online or in person?
Online.
And
But we have spell table and other things to be able to show our.
I'm so
our-
interested in how
our
that
things.
happens. Okay.
Yep. But that's all.
All right. Well, if that's it for announcements this week, since we don't have Forging Fates on Monday next week, we will have Grand Presentator on Wednesday, and then
Yes.
I will be interviewing Cassidy on Thursday that next week. That being said, let's dive into tonight's episode of A Forging Fates. And we're back.
What is it?
Okay, so does anyone want to do the recap for last week? Okay, I didn't think so. So, picking up from last week, the Fists had set sail to make their way towards the Shattered Teeth in an attempt to find. Sorry, I'm burping. In an attempt to find the wielder of the rest of the Waterblade, and that being the last place that they felt Whisper, it seemed like a good place to start. So, gathering up on the Red Dawn, the Fists departed on a multi-week-long trip. The first couple weeks, there was some conversations among the crew. There was also some training in various aspects. Gormrog doing his best to train in what again? Tinker's tools, blacksmith tools of the trade. And we had Finnick training in strength. Yeah, them sun's out, guns out. And then we also had Zarel was training something else, and I don't remember what it was. The brains, given brains, reading a book.
No, it's called booking.
Booking. He was training in booking.
Yeah, thank you.
Omega, welcome to the channel, by the way. Aren't you glad how well run we are?
I am forever amused.
Then, as the weeks passed, eventually they
We
came.
have the same book.
Oh my god. See, let's
Continue.
go.
Continue.
As the weeks passed, eventually they would come across a stranded individual adrift in the open seas between Isildra and the Isle of Marquette. Coming across a Dr. Reinach Everwillow, the Shatterkai. I don't think he said anything else besides that. A Shatterkai man from
Historian.
the historian from Wildmount. There was obvious conversations, some attempted dig-ins on Dr. Reinach's memories, which was thwarted by a ring of mind shielding. But he was eventually charmed by the ASMR bard that is Zarel, and just kind of hung out for a while. I don't feel like any information was gleaned during this charmed period. Besides that, the rest of the crew just kind of got to know each other, learning about their new traveling companion who was on his way to the Shattered Teeth as well. Or... Yeah, right? Yeah. And for his own sort of mission. that was not revealed because it is classified in the kingdom. That being said, as we get to I believe we're coming up on week 4 here. As the day rises, you all kind of find yourselves carrying on as usual. The deck of the ship is being cleaned by a few of the hands. The sun is beginning to crest over the horizon, and the sky is clear. Not a single cloud in sight as you all continue the trek westward towards the Shattered Teeth. Before anything, can someone go ahead and roll me a d20?
I got it. 17.
Fantastic. Okay. With a 17, thank you. We will move from there. Does anyone have anything they'd like to do as this next week of the trip tags on?
Go ahead.
This week, Gormrog will have included Dr. Rhynak in the rune making, because previously we had discussed Dr. Rhynak may be able to assist in improving what I've already figured out on my own.
Yes. What is a rune but a ritual in physical form? Is what he hinted at.
Hmm.
Okay. I guess the question is like, yeah, what does it look like? What's the typical that Gormrug does? What would Rhynak be seeing?
So, using Smith's tools, a lot of it is using an improvised forge here on the ship, and carving into leather and carving into metal, tempering whatever he's working with, to create a rune to symbolize fire, that also embraces chains without any reference to the chained oblivion, because that would be bad. But you've also noticed bits of green in there as well.
Gormrug, where are you getting
Yeah.
your supplies from?
The rabbit, the Harengon, the big one with the big hammer strapped to his back.
Right, I meant the supplies of metal that you're working on.
Oh, that we took from Finnick's parents when I was asking for
and where
supplies.
are you storing it is my question.
Oh, on a storeroom in the ship.
Okay.
I hadn't really thought too much about it.
Carry on.
So the idea behind this is the fire one is to increase damage output when attacking physically, and also potentially bind someone with chains. I saw essentially an enemy do this, and I'm trying to figure out how it works.
Joe, I don't know how you want to do it because it's not necessarily mechanics or something like this, but Rhynak would start with at the very least the identify spell to start to understand what things might be when it comes to this rune, any history behind it, any also technically I could have detect magic up as well, just to start really seeing all aspects of the rune, to see what he might be able to assist with as far as like adding what here, what etchings there, whatever, anything he might know.
I want you to first go ahead and roll me either an arcana check, or a history check. Your choice.
I will do an Arcana check, and my owl buddy will help me. Give me the help action. There we go. Dirty 20.
Okay. So as you're looking at it, you have some familiarity with it. It's not an area you would typically study, but you've going through your studies, you have crossed over these sort of things. These are primordial runes. So these are attempting to harness aspects of the original primordial titans. You've heard of warriors that will use this in modern times, though they are far and few between. And that being said, do you understand the language of primordial?
One moment. I don't right now.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
If that makes
Let me
a difference.
rephrase. If I get the inkling that I'm starting to see a language I don't understand, you would see, because I might as well use it because I know never real before. Otherwise, you'll see him reach into his satchel and he brings out that book that he has, and he flicks his wrist, and that long, elegant quill will appear. And he's just gonna like start scanning through before he touches a page with that quill, as I'm going to use my awakened spell book to cast a ritual with its normal casting time versus its 10 minutes, and I will cast comprehend languages.
Okay. So as both of you are kind of looking at this rune, there are aspects of the modern day primordial language, which is what you get from that looking at it, Gormrog. As you are looking at it now with the comprehend languages spell, Raynak, you are looking at a more ancient version of the language. So the flourishes are a little bit different, but between the both of you, it's starting to come together. Okay, you're both kind of being able to put together this bit. And Raynak, with your spell active, you notice that there are bits to this word that he is missing. He's got the basic shape for the fire aspect, but some of the arcane drawing ability that is required for a rune like this, he's missing. And with your expert knowledge, I'm going to go ahead and give advantage to you, Gormrog, plus 10 because of Rynak's help to try and recreate this rune.
I think he'll just say you need to focus on the intent. The languages. That's not the accent. It's gone. The language is different, but you will understand it. I trust you.
It's based in primordial, but the intention is to not harm somebody I care about while also harming the people I don't care for. Plus 10, Joe?
Yep.
26.
Okay. Do either of you speak Draconic?
I don't.
No.
Okay.
I don't speak just to know. I don't speak Draconic. However, with comprehend languages up, I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language I do hear. If it is something that is audible.
So I'm going to just go off your comprehend language and your extensive knowledge. So based off your knowledge, Raynak, you know that primordial is among the more ancient languages. From it comes the modern day primordial, and a bit of it breaks off into what is modern day Draconic, which has a lot of the flares in the way the language is written to emphasize intent. And as you kind of bring this knowledge in, the pair of you begin to construct this rune in a way that brings it much more towards that ancient primordial rune magic. And I will say, Gormrug, you're able to recreate the rune that you saw Rainer use on this item. It is a one-time use thing, but you are able to successfully recreate the fire rune that rune knights get on what you're working on.
So essentially what I've built is a dagger, because I'm trying to keep resources contained and not like burn through all of it all at once. I've made a dagger with just carved the rune into it. The difference, though, is going to be that instead of the bright orange and red flames, teal and green.
You see, right? Like just like the dagger, very much not expecting a dagger to be the one that they use for something like this, just based on first impressions. So is just quite intrigued, at the very least. But then as the rune is finalized, so I am curious to know what exactly you will use it for, and when.
This is going to get thrown. Pretty decent at throwing daggers. And I'll pull 3 out from my pack and just funk, funk, funk. Just 3 right in a line on a post somewhere. Pull them back and the point wasn't to build the thing. The point was to learn the rune.
And now that you have this knowledge, what comes next?
Figuring out another one. What else in the pursuit of knowledge comes after achieving a goal, but the pursuit of more knowledge? You of all people should understand that one.
Oh, I do. You'll see him
But,
take that quill that he had,
Hmm.
and then where you threw the daggers, he will also throw his quill, and it will land directly underneath. But it is fun to apply said knowledge sometimes, is it not?
Oh, absolutely. I like you. This is... Oh, can we keep you? Oh, this is good.
Buy me dinner first, and he will go and take that quill, kind of look at it, and then like flick his wrist, and the quill will disappear.
That's a neat trick.
When you are under the employ of the Empire, even if you are one of studious intent, there are always some who wish to prove a point. It's good to be able to protect yourself, isn't it?
Good to know. Well, thank you for your help.
Of course. I was quite curious to see exactly what you were planning, but now he just looks up. I'm assuming they're on the inner part of the ship somewhere. Maybe because you're playing with smithing things, and it might cause I don't know. Wherever we are, he just kind of looks. Just I assume we don't have too much longer before we get to the Isles.
A few more
Hopefully-
weeks. We're about halfway there.
Would be quite sad to part afterwards, but duty comes before anything.
I know you're not one to divulge much, but should our paths align, I would not mind spending more time in your company. You've got an intriguing mind, and a good mystery is hard to find these days.
We still have, as you say, a couple of more weeks.
Hmm.
We'll see what we get with that.
Now, if
And
you'll
he
excuse me,
will- Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I think Finnick wanted to spar at some point.
Well, I would hope you don't use that rune too soon, but enjoy the exercise.
Oh, I will.
Take some time to myself. Perhaps journal. There's another who likes to read. I might speak with them. As long as it is not a magical enchantment to do so. And
Good
he
luck with that.
chuckles, trying to bring a little bit of levity to the fact that he was charmed some days ago. But yeah, he will give you a nod, pack up his things, and he will begin to just walk somewhere.
Okay. Well, while you two were doing that, I want to pan over to Date first with Zaryl. What were you during this time? What is Zaryl's actions throughout this kind of week? So we were brushing in broad strokes.
After the conversation with everyone and figuring out that, you guys hear me?
Mhm.
Okay, sorry. He's really, of course, he's still reading all the books that his dad gave him and just trying to like really find out some more stuff and put some things together. And with the information that the wizard in the bag has a lore, and he's trying to figure out how he can speak to Rhynak and see if he would help, but is kind of conflicted about it. So he's like booking everywhere, but can't really like book properly anymore. It's just like I can't find the right spot to sit, or this is not the right book, or it's just very bothered and very disturbed that his booking is not going well. So that's where he's at right now, which is kind of weird, but he's also like, it's very disturbing. He probably wouldn't want to go ask Finnick about the wizard in the bag. The wizard in the bag is something that's very important to him, but he doesn't want anybody to really know how important it is to him.
Okay. Is there anything Zaryl wanted to accomplish, or is it just
He wants to get the wizard in the bag so he can go have a conversation with Rhynak about the wizard in the bag.
okay?
So then he can ask him about the whole emissary of Paylor thing, but he just doesn't know how to go up anymore.
Okay. So who currently has the bag, wizard? Okay, Finnick. Zaryl, how determined are you right now to get this bag?
Real fucking determined.
I need you to go ahead and roll me a stealth check then.
A stealth check.
I mean, or approach it any way you'd like.
I would rather do a persuasion check.
By all
just
means.
because
Finnick, where's Finnick during this time period?
Where is
Finnick's probably on the deck of the ship, enjoying the clear, sunny day.
Okay.
Um,
Are you up at the helm, or are you just kind of out on the deck?
just kind of out on the deck.
Okay. As you're kind of out on the deck, the sky is crystal clear. There's not a single cloud to be seen. The waters are still. There's a nice breeze kind of coming in behind you, aided by this small gnome that you know to be Finn, kind of just focusing wind through towards the sail. At the helm is Marco, just kind of keeping the ship on straight into the wind, against the wind rather. And there is Captain Kalen kind of on the deck as well, leaning up against the post, kind of just enjoying what seems to be a relatively easy day. Eventually, you see Zarel kind of make his way up from below deck, and over to you.
I would have had my little book with me, and I would have grabbed a rope, like a little circle of rope, and I would have put it on my shoulder, and I would have grabbed a piece of a stick with for fishing, mostly just make myself look busy. And I would have walked over and like, oh, Finnick, like I didn't see you there. It's a
Hi,
wonderful
Cyril.
day to be at sea, isn't it?
It is. It's
It's
a nice calm day.
beautiful. It's wonderful. There's no anythings. Wow. And I'm gonna throw the stuff down. Whew. So what you up to?
I was just sort of meditating for the time being before probably going back to training.
Yeah, you've been really at it. I know. I've been booking, as you know.
How's the booking
I don't-
going?
The booking is going. It's going. It's going.
Just going?
Yeah, I found out some really cool stuff in the books that my father gave me about the whole glowy thing. So that's cool. Yeah. Oh, Fiddick, sorry, by the way, while we're in the area, do you have all that stuff that we got from the Feywild?
Yeah, it's in my bag of holding.
Bag of holding, yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
need something?
I think so. I think I wanted to put this rope and stuff in there, and maybe one of these books just for safekeeping, because you just never know. And my portable hole is kind of getting cluttered a little bit. It's just
Yeah.
important. Would you have any extra space in there?
Oh, I have plenty of extra space.
Oh, wonderful. See, this is why I came to you. You are some kind of something.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? You probably should take some stuff out. So I'm gonna grab this stuff. I'm just to go, put it in the bag of holding. And I'm gonna hold it out okay, I'm ready to put this stuff in there.
Okay.
And so while you're getting the bag of holding out, I'm assuming that it's say what?
Part of me just wants to vibe check Zeril, because I
What?
feel like he might be acting a little weird, but
Roll me an insight check, Finnick, and Zarel, roll me either a deception or a persuasion. You determine what is most appropriate in this situation.
good luck. Because I rolled a natural 20 for a total of 29.
Bruh. Okay. Let's just say it's not enough. It's 16 as a whole. Ugh. I rolled a 16.
Okay. Is Zarel lying too?
He's not lying. He's not lying.
What is
That's
not
what is he
lying.
the
doing?
truth.
He wants to put the things in the bag of holding. He wants to know if there is space in the bag of holding,
Yes.
and also wants to move some things out of the portable hole. And also thinks it might be a good idea to take some things out of the bag of holding that aren't super important. Just saying.
Okay.
Just real
Yeah.
quick, before this progresses any further, just remind me of the information you have on this bag wizard.
We were sitting at the table with Rhynak, and I had asked if he knew about a wizard in a bag named what's his name?
Antoine?
Antoine. the only name I can remember out of all these people. And he knew a little bit of lore about the bag, and the wizard is what is it?
Calamity.
Pre-war or pre-calamity, so he would have information about some things. So I was reading in the book. Zero's idea is that he was reading in his dad's books that he gave him, that there are some stories about that happening pre-calamity, and he's trying to get the wizard
There you go.
so he can ask him.
All right. So what I have from last session is that Antoine the Magnificent is a high-ranking
stuff in the
wizard from the Age of Arcanum in Aor.
Okay.
Just to guide you there from what you gave us.
Thank you.
AJ, you're freezing up.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, I'm alive.
Welcome back.
Okay. Did you guys get any of that?
Yeah, we got your description of Antoine.
Oh yeah, so his goal is that he could talk to Antoine, and Antoine might give him a little bit more information because he was there pre-calamity. So he's hoping that he would have a little bit more information.
Okay.
That's his real goal.
Okay.
Yeah. That's his ultimate goal. Now, maybe he wants to let the wizard out of the bag. Yeah, but he's not gonna, let him out. He might put him in a soul cage or something, nothing too.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the goal. So as I'm standing there looking at Finnick with a really big, trying to look as casual as possible, I'm gonna.
And I'm
hold out
holding the
this
bag
stuff.
of holding open.
Okay. I'm gonna I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, hey, yo, Finnick, what else is in here?
Quite a lot of stuff. I mean,
Well,
there's
I'm
a
just-
couple swords in
Yeah.
here, some armor.
I'm gonna put my arm in there, and I'm like, oh wow, there is so many things in my arm. I'm like, shoulder deep into the bag right now. I'm like, oh my god.
Hold on. As you reach into the bag of holding, you are lashed
Oh, no.
multiple times by.
I forgot about them.
Yeah.
And you take 3 slashing damage.
Slashing damage. Yeah, totally forgot about this. Or did I? Zero, knowing that those things were still in there, he dramatically wants to smack the bag out of her hand so it'll spill everything out on the floor.
Isn't that how you empty a bag of holding? But okay.
Well, it happened last time, didn't it?
You got to turn it inside
No.
out.
Oh, that's what I did. See, that's true. There's that.
So, is there something you're looking for?
Oh no! I'm gonna be like, oh man, oh. Does it look bad?
I will touch your arm and use my lay on hands to heal your 3 points of damage.
Finnick, what would I do without you? You're such a big help. You're such a leader. You know. You still have that wizard in the bag.
I do. Yes.
Oh man. Do you think I could borrow the wizard in the bag?
I mean, I know you've been very adamant about talking to him. Don't let him out.
Right, because I mean, what's an old bag and what's an old wizard? Either both more interesting. It's a wizard. You know what I mean? They're not very interesting without each other. So no, definitely wizard in bag.
If you want company while you do it, I'd be happy to assist you.
I mean, you don't
I just
have
worry about
to.
it.
What are you
It's
worried
just
about? I mean, me letting the wizard out of the bag for what reason? I mean, we don't need those kinds of issues, do you?
as I sort of turn around and look at like the open expanse of water surrounding us. We really don't need any problems while we're out here, do we?
I know. I mean, and I'm gonna lean in close, and I'm like, this is the thing. You are great. I hear you. But Gormrog, he worries, and I don't want Gormrog to worry. He's
I
this lovely
worry
shade of
too.
green right now, and I really don't want to mess that up for him.
Zeril, I worry too. I just want to be sure that nothing happens while we're stranded in the middle of an ocean.
Yeah.
I will let you, like, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no,
Okay. All
but
right.
I'm just saying, A, be careful about it, and B,
Okay.
I would feel better if somebody else were there with you, unless, like, just in case. But that's just
You
me.
know what? You know what? That's a novel idea. Somebody who's super knowledgeable, who's responsible, say someone who has a very high station, has an occupation, someone has a lot of knowledge. You know what? I have the perfect person. Let's go. I'm gonna grab her by the arm, and we're gonna start walking, and I'm gonna start yelling out, Rhynac, Dr. Rhynac, paging you to the deck. Rhynac, has anybody seen Rhynac? Rhynac! Hello!
In short order, Rhynac, you hear your name being called from the deck above by a resident angel boy,
But, like,
Zeril.
to be fair, also Gormrog was going towards
Yeah.
Finnick.
Yep.
So like, it's a weird
Yeah.
amoeba is about to happen. I mean, just hang it out on the deck. Honestly, just he's a people watcher. He likes to know things. And hearing his name get called, just gonna pause and just like look towards the direction it's coming from. Just wait. Yeah.
As we're walking over, I guess we do see Gormrog walking toward us, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, Gormrog! There she blows. And we're gonna meet, and I'm going to say, hold this real quick, and I'm gonna leave Finnick and keep walking and walk straight over. And I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna pull my book out. And how are we doing today?
Are you? I'm sorry. Are you saying? Are you coming to me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
It's just. I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing better as a seafaring person myself. Things are great. The horizon is clear, and we're ready to shove off.
I would be one to enjoy the sand eventually, but the open water is fine. I do enjoy it.
I knew we had something in common. Anyway, was gonna ask you about something. Pick your brain. Maybe that's not the best word. Ask you a couple general questions, and maybe if some information happens to fall out of that, you know, tomb-like trap of a brain of yours, and give us some information about it, you would be okay with that, maybe, kind of.
It's what depends on what information you are seeking, but
None about you. I don't want to know anything else about you. Would you know how I asked you about the wizard in the bag?
sure, yes.
I was talking to Finnick over there, and I'm gonna gesture over to Finnick and go. I'm sure they're looking at what the. I'm trying not to make eye contact with Gormrog, at all. So I'm just looking at Finnick, and my darling dear Captain Finnick, wonderful, strong, valiant, vigilant, has provided me that said wizard in that said bag. I would want me to have somebody of knowledgeable, standard to help me question, inquire something about the wizard, about some other things. And I was thinking maybe because you're so smart and so intelligent and so, doctorly and of such a high station, maybe you'd be able to help me.
Pardon me, I'm sorry. Just so I understand, I remember talking about this Antoine the other day, and it was hypothetical. So you're telling me you have a wizard inside of a bag?
No, I have that said wizard in that said bag, and I need somebody to stand in the corner and watch me so I can ask him some questions, because I need to figure out some things that were pre-calamity, and he was alive pre-calamity, and I need some information, but I need a chaperone. And you're the smartest person I know, other than Gormrog, I guess. And the only one that knows Antoine, or knows of Antoine. I was hoping that you might be able to help.
Is this wizard in this bag? Willingly?
He's in the bag. That's neither here nor there. And I'll know I didn't put him there. I didn't put him there.
Okay.
It's not my fault. I promise. We got it. Anyway, that's not important. Will you help with all your questions?
If I am being quite honest, that sounds like. Have you done any
Puts hands up.
Just
Starts
turns
to
and
shake
looks
a little bit.
to where Finnick and Gormrog might be if they are around? Just
Oh,
like,
I haven't moved. I've been watching this whole conversation the whole time.
They're about 5 feet away from you, just both just looking at this direction.
just, I would
So-
have to do my own point of understanding before I willingly speak to a pre-calamity Aeolian Archmage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got stuck in a bag. How,
Did he get
dangerous
stuck,
can
or
it
did he
be?
put himself there?
Oh, buddy.
From what I know, the rundown is this, real quick. He got put in the bag. I didn't do it. It was maybe a hag. I don't know. But one of 3 hags that we happened to kill, but not important either. That's a side thing. Anyway, I need to find some information about come on, words. I am the emissary of Paylor, and I need to figure out some information about glowy people.
Okay, that's not where I thought this one was going.
You see a brow raise at Emissary of Paylor, and then, I guess like a scan, and it seems to make sense.
May I interject here?
Please do. I am
I'm gonna-
quite out of words now.
On the one hand, I don't trust this sack wizard. On the other, I'm really proud of you for not doing this alone and asking for help.
Yeah, it was Finnick's idea.
And beyond that, going to possibly the smartest person aboard this vessel at the moment. Good choice.
Yeah, also Finnick's idea. Can we please get to the wizard in the sack?
If somebody says sack wizard or wizard in a bag one more time, I swear.
We-
So, what we understand is that this wizard has no concept of what year it is, what age it is, and much of what's happened since their time on Exandria. We spoke to them once, I believe, maybe twice.
Communication was had.
Yeah.
Yeah, then somebody threw him
But
back
we-
in the bag.
We did get this bag off the corpse of a hag in the Feywild. So, a lot of magic I don't understand.
What happened when conversations were had before? Anything?
He appeared as a spectral form and spoke to us. Didn't really have much of a corporeal form.
And oh my God, sorry. And did you speak to his spirit? Did you speak to how exactly did communication happen? Are we speaking of resurrection in a way, or are we talking about just a conversation?
I don't
From
really
what
know
I
how to answer that.
From what I understand, he was doing something and then he doesn't really remember, but then he got trapped in a bag. And that sack is made of skin.
Roll me a intelligence check there, Rhynek.
Just base intelligence?
Either Arcana or
Maybe history?
survival or history. Yeah, I'll let you pick which one you feel is the most appropriate.
I do Arcana. No. That is what is that? 15.
So, you haven't done a lot of research on hags.
No.
So based off all the information they're giving you,
Mm-hmm.
you know a little bit. It sounds like a soul was trapped in a bag.
Okay.
You've heard rumors of hags being able to do that. It's not your field of expertise. It's not a field you've studied at all. But I mean, you're intelligent enough to be able to patch together that kind of information based off the cobbled experience of these chuckle fucks.
Understood. Yeah, I think it was and trapped in the bag that's inside of the bag you're holding right now, correct?
Yes.
Which
Gotcha,
means
not
it's
the
not a
bag
dimension
itself.
to another portal.
Yes, 100% that.
Right.
Great. Well, I will say, speaking to a lost soul is not necessarily my expertise. I'm a preserver of history, but it does not mean I get to see it. I do not get to live it. Not all the time. So, to answer your needs, I guess, I don't think that's actually something I can do. Not fully.
Look, I just need you to be there. You don't have to do anything. Just sit there and look the way you look. Just
And why do you need me and not your compatriots?
because like you said, you're a observer of history, and would this, you know, old wizard in a bag not be a wellspring of history? Will he not know and rightly divine what is real and not real? You know what I mean? You have somebody who's been there, who's lived it, who knows the information. And I'm gonna like scoot closer and do one of these. Can't you just see it, Rhinak? The gods have presented you with a way to confirm some of these things, some stuff that's been lost through time.
You would be
If you had a
surprised
little
with what I
window.
am presented with, Zero. But
It's a one in a lifetime opportunity. You really just have to sit there so I can talk to the wizard. So I
He
can
just
figure
turned-
out.
he's gonna turn to Finnick and Gormrug. Is he always this not forward with his needs?
Zeril is very creative with his words.
One would say
There's-
cryptic instead of creative.
No.
Well, caught out.
Always by Gomrog, always.
I see. Regardless, whether you require my brain, no, I do not think doing such right now, while we are in the middle of the water, would be the best option. Perhaps when land, then that would give me more reason to potentially stay amongst this trio.
Hey. I'm gonna swivel my head over to Finnick and swivel my head back. Thank you for your service. I really appreciate it. Pulls out book, closes book. You have a great rest of your evening. Turns around.
It's only about noon.
Have a good evening. And walks past the both of them and swivels head. If anyone needs me, and I'm sure they won't, I'll be in my study booking. And then walks off.
Yep, there it is.
Just
Okay.
watches him walk away, and then turns back to Finnick and Gormrog.
And you see me mouth, I'm so sorry.
He is quite the entertaining one. That is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. I will
Is he-
acknowledge
Mhm.
that my experience outweighs my knowledge, if that makes sense. What I know through experience, and though I've done a fair bit of study myself, I'm nowhere near capable of magic. So I'm sure you would have much more to offer him in this particular pursuit. So should you help him with it when we land, I'm sure he would be most grateful.
Zero's gonna come back out
God.
and go, one more thing. You wouldn't happen to know anything about emissary Taylor glowing?
Joe, you tell me.
Wow.
Religion.
Yeah, roll me a religion check.
So I need to do a quick thing. I don't know why I didn't.
Oh, I forgot that was an actual check. I was just like, in
Yeah, no,
general.
it's
It's a banner.
26.
Hmm.
come on, Joe. I've been a good boy.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you are familiar with throughout history, there have been different people chosen as champions of the various gods. There's also children, or at least those who have an essence of the gods within them. And while sometimes they're the same, they also can be different. So there are occasionally emissaries. And these are creatures or beings that are touched genetically by the divine. It goes above ASMRs, it goes above champions. It is true divine blood that runs through them.
Am I a demigod?
They're typically are individuals who have a great fate tied to their story. And almost always it winds up tragic for those individuals.
Okay. I think you see Rhynak just kind of just stare at Zero for a moment. And the best way I can describe this, you almost see his gaze darken as he like almost stares through you. When you mention Emissary of Palor and all those things. And just from understanding, he mentioned himself as an Emissary of Palor, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It kind of
I
seems
directly
kind of
said I was. Yeah.
yeah. Let's make sure I didn't mishear that.
Gotcha.
And as he stares at Zero and kind of just understands. So this is a personal quest, I see. To know more about your blood. Touched by light itself.
Zero's gonna take a deep breath because he's expended all of his patience. And he's trying. He's gonna look at Finnick with a look, and then look back and go, "Yes, I would like to find out some information."
He takes a step forward. Can you tell me why? In the pursuit of knowledge, you must understand all angles. And if you would like my help. And you can see that gaze darken again, but it's almost payback.
I look, Zero knows this. Zero is like, ooh, I just want to say things and be rude, and has 1,001 comebacks, and looks at Gomerag and goes, and then looks back at Rhynak. Well, doctor, I really would like to find out why people are glowing around me. So if you have any information
Are they
about
glowing
it,
or are you glowing?
Ooh. Both. Maybe they're glowing because I'm glowing. Maybe I'm glowing because they're glowing. The fact is, we're glowing.
Well. Oh, sorry, I suddenly have a migraine. I don't think I can focus on wizardly things. I should go.
That's
Take
what
a
she said.
Oh,
deep breath.
he's gonna like look up and take the deepest breath that he's ever taken and go, "Oh, that is such a shame. Well, I guess I'll have to catch the next floating doctor. Well, I will see you guys later," and slams the book as hard as possible and turns around and walks into the you know, where his room is, and you can hear every step all the way to the door. And when he closes the doors, you can still hear the steps to his room.
Okay.
And then you hear a blood curdling.
Okay.
Yes, that's it.
So who's on the deck currently? Okay, so the three of you.
And my
As-
bird, whose name I suddenly forgot because I didn't type it in D&D Beyond, apparently.
Gregor.
Gregor! I knew! I was like, wait! Thank you. You get a point. I can't.
Gotta love taking notes.
As you kind of are the three, as Zeril makes their way away, the three of you up on the deck still, you see as this day is continuing, the sun almost at the zenith now, up in the top of the sky. You see this off in the
Good word.
distance, a long. Thank you. I studied for my SATs this week. This long cloud begin to make its way across the ocean, kind of eventually moving onto the deck of the ship and kind of washing over you as it's directly on your path, basking the ship in a fog as you are across sailing through the ocean.
Well, this is not good for anyone. Such a good day, and then fog rolls in. It's fine.
Finnick, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. What?
It begins.
I mean, I'm good at those. I'm not good at those.
You never say it out loud.
That's a 9 total.
As you guys kind of make your way into the fog, everything begins to turn red.
Ooh.
I don't think fogs are supposed to do this.
It's not for the rest of you, just so that's clear.
Oh. Okay.
It's just me. Oh, just let me. There you go.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna fix the music too here, because
But that's too. The music's too kind.
Well, the music's great. You don't gotta change
Oh,
this at all.
this is great.
So, Finnick, as
Well-
that fog kind of rolls in across the ship, there's a moment where things seem normal, and then there's this red tinge that begins to kind of creep up, like someone tapped food dye into the water, and it brings it up and is drawing it up through the clouds as they surround you. There's this gnawing that begins to creep into your mind, and your heart instinctively begins to beat faster. Gormrog and Rhynak, you see Finnick begin to sweat. Gormrog, very familiar with the kind of look that Finnick gets when she's beginning to feel that anxiety start to overwhelm her. Rhynak, this is a new kind of view for you.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a perception check.
26.
God damn.
Those chains that kind of you've seen wrapped around Finnick's arm,
Mhm.
you see them beginning to glow as if being heated up.
And
May
remind me. I just saw it. Nothing happened, and now they're starting to glow. They're starting to have an arcanic glow. Okay.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Grandma.
I was gonna say, may I take Finnick's non-chained hand? Almost like I'm about to lead her in a dance. And just put myself in front of her and lock eyes with her and just... Hey. Where's your head?
You hear thunder begin to roll in Finnick.
We should go inside.
Okay.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, Finnick.
Ooh, no.
16.
Your feet are rooted to the ground.
Let's go inside.
As I sort of sense that I cannot move my feet. A little more, like a little bit, you can feel my hands shaking. Yeah, I'll meet you inside.
Rhinak kind of looks into the fog and then looks back at the glowing chain. Did I get any understanding of what it might represent? I think I got that it was connected to the Chained Oblivion or something.
Nothing was said in character.
When I saw the tattoo, did I glean any information about?
Not that I'm
what
aware
it's
of in
connected to?
character.
Okay. For some reason, I thought that was something. Okay, but that's totally fine. I think it looks, darling, your tattoo is moving.
I look down at it. I don't know what's going on right now. Joe, does it feel like it's burning?
Nope.
Or is it just glowing?
It's just starting to glow. It looks like it's metal that's being heated up. You don't feel anything at all. You both see steam beginning to push from the chains as if it is burning her skin.
All right, honey, I need you to breathe.
Take a large, shaky breath in.
And as she breathes at the top of the breath, I'm going to grab the chains and start to pull.
As soon as you grab the chains, you take 13 fire damage as your skin is seared from touching them.
Again, yeah.
Roll a strength saving throw for me. Or a strength check. A strength check, sorry.
Damn. $19.
You grip your fingers around the chains. I begin to pull, and it is just burning into your skin. There is no actual end to the chain. It literally connects to itself around her forearm. So as you're trying to pull, it almost begins to feel like it constricts back down against your hand, digging in, and you hear the tss and searing of flesh as it burns deeper into your own and Finnick's skin. Is there anything Rhinak wants to do real quick?
Just in the information gathering, seeing that this is happening, understanding that there's been a grip, just starts to take in the fog. Is this a natural fog at all? Because now that it's a magical, from what he understands, a magical item, maybe something like a tattoo or something is starting to be affected. Now just like, what is this fog connected to that? And she would be preparing for something. Is where he's at. So he's like doing a scan.
Roll me an Arcana check. Or is there a spell you want to use?
No, it's fine. 12.
It's weird these two things are happening at the same time, but you can't determine if they are connected in any way.
Okay.
Finnick, as you're kind of scanning the clouds darkening around you, it's turning from a red to almost crimson in this dark, morose, deep, almost like blood color red. And there's red lightning kind of arcing across through the clouds that surround you. And as there's that flash, you see sitting up at the bow, the front of the ship, almost seated against the railing, this large, reddish creature, arms like a set of gorilla arms hanging down much farther than they should. This monstrous face resting upon its shoulders, these two massive black and red horns that curl above its head, and a crown of spikes growing out of his skull. His feet, you see these almost like goat-like cloven hooves, and his hands kind of extend outwards, almost unnaturally long, to rest along the railing of the ship. And you can tell instantly that this is Malik.
Assuming Gormrog is still in front of me. Gormrog, are you still like?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, you can see me just looking just behind you, and the shaking grows a little more intense. I try to steel myself a little bit. Go away.
As you say that, just this monstrous toothy grin begins to spread across his face.
Can I see that he's there if I look?
You look, and the clouds are still just like a regular fog kind of rolled in. They're white, almost fluffy clouds. Oh, Finnick. You should be careful. I think you're going to see something interesting soon. It's not me, but I've wanted to give my love a little bit of a heads up. There's something coming for you. I mean, everyone on the ship seems to have a bit of destiny tied to them. I just wanted to make sure my love knows I'm watching out for her.
What kind of heads up is this?
As you say that, all of you see a large hand break the surface of the water. Tremendous in size. Far larger than even most Goliaths would be from tip to tip. You see it grip onto the railing next to where Malik is for you, Finnick, though the rest of you see nothing. You see that hand kind of crunch down onto the wood, and Malik just kind of holds up a hand, pats it a little bit. He's not one of mine, but he's looking for. He smells this ship. Just wanted to let you know, Finnick. Have ruthless indiscretion on them. I've got your back, sweetheart. And I will bless you, I promise. You feel the bless spell take over and wash across your body. I'll see you on the other side, dear. And you are flashed back into the fog. As pushing up from the surface, you see this massive head breach the waves. Long white hair, coral and seaweed just strung throughout. This long white beard of intertwined with seaweed and just living creatures. You see a crab kind of crawling across what would be this creature's beard. You see him push up, another hand gripping the deck of the ship. I smell the darkness here. Go ahead and all of you roll me a intelligence check, and to determine a creature, you determine what substat would be best.
What do you mean? What substat?
Arcana, history, survival, nature.
All right.
Not investigation.
Sure, I'll take investigation too.
I have advantage.
4.
Can I use
4?
history?
Sure.
16.
26.
Okay. As this creature kind of pushes its head up, and it looks like it is standing in the ocean as the shoulders rise up out of the water. A wave kind of crashing over the deck of the ship and just beginning to spray salt water across. Zaro, from down below, you see salt water kind of begin to leak through the upper deck boards down below. There's a bit of crackle of electricity across where the water connects to the deck, and it touches his finger. This is a massive storm giant.
I would definitely be like, what the heck?
You feel the whole ship rock as it suddenly grabbed.
My immediate thought, Zero's immediate thought is, oh, and I couldn't let the wizard out of the bag. By the way, Joe, I rolled a 13 and I'm using religion, which is plus 10.
For what?
So it's 23. You said for everybody to roll.
Oh, yeah, to identify what this creature was.
Yeah, so I have a 23. So when I actually get out and see it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you know whatever that
It is a storm giant.
Okay.
What Rhynak and Zarel know of storm giants, these creatures live extensive lifespans, and some will seek them out for their ability to foresee the future. And as this storm giant kind of looks upon the ship, these massive eyes, like tire-sized eyes, you see the faint glare of blindness beginning to take their eye. This is a very old storm giant. I smell evil on this ship.
And I'm like, well, take your pick, I guess.
Just gonna. I assume this is not normal gum rock. Yes.
And with that, we're gonna take a break.
Actually,
we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Stick around for combat or whatever else if they can talk their way out of this. I don't even know. Love you, geeks. We'll be right back. And we're back. Okay. As this massive storm giant kind of pulls his way up and looks out across the deck of the ship, you see his eyes, which appear to be blind, scan across the ship. You see him look towards you first, Finnick. Then Rhynak, you see his eyes kind of lock on you. And then Gormrug, you see his eyes lock on you. I smell the evil on this ship. If
What-
I let this ship reach its destination, calamity will approach us all.
What kind of evil?
You all stink of it.
Zero's gonna go. Not me.
No, you seem okay.
Looks at the rest of them and goes. I'm gonna look at Finnick and wait, actually I'm gonna, where is it at? It's called I forget the name of it. It helps you to connect mentally. Raise a telepathic bond.
Mm-hmm.
Up to 8 willing creatures of my choice. I'm going to try to link with Gomarog, Finnick, and also Raynak. I'm just gonna do it. I don't know if it's gonna go through. I'm assuming it's not. I'm just gonna, he can accept it or not, because I'm assuming that, you know, that's his situation. But I don't know if the
Only if I allow it. Yeah, you feel like
yeah.
knock, 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 knock.
Right. I'm like, look, I'm gonna send it out there. If I don't get nothing back, does
In this moment, yeah, he'll look over, or it actually doesn't see you. But he'll say, yeah, he'll look your way.
And I'm gonna go. Which one of you guys invited the big storm giant? Whose friend is this? Please tell his it was not in the bag. You guys opened the bag without me, didn't you?
None of us invited him here. It just showed up.
Okay, well, he says he smells evil, and you know giants have a great sense of smell. So, does anybody want to fess up to some stuff now before I try to make sure he doesn't, you know, grind us up and drag us all the way down? I'd like to keep myself above water.
I worry that it might have to do with the chains.
Okay. Anybody else?
I need all of you to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh my lord.
As he, gripping the ship, just rocks it down, the whole ship lurching.
Oh, that's spicy.
Um,
It's giving spice. Dex save.
Thank you.
said? Okay.
24?
Okay.
27.
Okay.
Sir.
10.
The hell are
Okay.
your stats?
You just made it there, Zaryl. DC was 10. Low DC. But
Oh,
the whole ship kind of rocks there for a minute. You're all able to kind of maintain your balance as he kind of brings another hand up and grips hold of the railing of the ship and just rips off a piece of it.
I'm gonna go. Hold on. Kind of shimmy. I'm gonna try to wave. Hold on. Can you give us a little bit more information? What exactly are you smelling? Can you point it out? We might have.
It's everywhere. It's all over
It's
the
everywhere.
ship. I can't let you go there. As he kind of brings his hands up to his head, you see these long, shackles on his wrists that pull down to these broken chains. I can't let you get where you're going. They say no. He kind of brings his
Who
hands up
says no?
and slams down onto the deck of the ship again. I need you all to roll dexterity saving throws once more.
Oh my gosh.
No, 19.
I would like to be doing
9.
that right now.
Oh.
19 on the die.
Okay.
28.
Then Zerl.
24.
Finnick, you're the only one who's not unable to keep their balance, and you feel your feet slip out from beneath you, and you begin to slide 10 feet towards him as you fall prone.
What you all see happen as Finnick falls forward. That's not what I need. Sorry. There it is. Yeah, what you all see happen as Finnick falls forward. You see him kind of like snap his hand, and again that quill appears in the air. And as it appears, so you need to make sure I'm looking at it correctly. As it appears, there we go. So sorry. Bloop. Okay. Look at that. Yeah, as it appears, he almost starts to write in the air. And as you see, it's almost like a spiral of some sorts. And he begins to write. It ends. It's since we have the telepathic bond. Finnick, you will say, "Do I have your permission?"
Sure.
The minute you say the word "sure," there's suddenly almost like a dark shadow that comes from beneath you and carries you up and brings you back. I am going to vortex warp.
Okay. And
you are
puts
now
her
Thank you.
prone?
standing. It does not necessarily. It just
on
that
her
they're
feet.
teleported.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
So
still,
I'm assuming I can. Yeah.
yeah, fuck it. You returned them to their feet,
Yeah.
up where they previously were.
I'm gonna bring you. You're gonna and as the shadows like envelop you, you disappear, and then almost inverted, you see like a page opening. You're seeing like the words come out. Words, lettering, and shadow appears right next to Gormrug, and that's where you appear.
Thank you.
Respectfully, we are trying to get to a new destination, and you are not welcome, I assume.
He's gonna move.
You said
up
they. Who is they?
towards where you are on the side of the ship. The ship up actually a little bit here for the camera.
Zerl is going to transform, glow, do the and is going to say he's gonna float up as angelic and as powerful as possible and say this: I'm the emissary of Paylor, and this ship must make it to where it needs to go. It's being ferried by Paylor, emissary himself. So move or be moved.
Roll me a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay. I rolled twice, right?
Yeah, take the lowest.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hold on, sorry. I'm frozen. One second. Persuasion's 13. Plus 16. Sorry.
So
Was-
29.
Yes. The other one was a 17.
Damn you. Fucking bards. He's gonna look towards you, Zaryl. And you see these like almost glossy white eyes looking at you. You don't seem to understand. There is evil here. I've seen it. I've seen what happens if this ship reaches shore. I cannot allow it. He's gonna go ahead and reach his hands out and attempt to slam them down. I need Finnick and Gormrog to go ahead and roll dexterity saving throws.
24 again.
Okay.
10.
10. Okay. So, Gormrog, you're easily able to dodge out of the way.
Hmm.
Finnick, you take 23 points of bludgeoning damage as
Ouch.
this massive fist just kind of slams down onto you.
Please just tell us what you're talking about.
I am going to tell him to show me. And I'm going to attempt to add him to the telepathic bond, if that's okay.
Okay.
So he would feel, I was like, Paylord demands you show me what you see. And the knock at the door for his mental whatever, we would like to see what he's seeing. Just like, show me.
Okay. Ooh, I love this. Give me a sec. I'm changing music because this is phenomenal. I love this move. And because it's across the telepathic bond, all of you are kind of drawn in to this moment.
Yeah.
The first thing you see is darkness. Unending, eternal darkness. You see clouds of black swirling in front of you that echo of rattling chains, ever present in this moment. As you push through a bit more, you begin to see the world of Exandria. There's a moment you're in Vasselheim, and you see massive Earth Titan at the center of the city. And you see the city of Varamfala on top. You dive down and are pulled through the Titan as you see that heart that in the other timeline, you see it dormant here before boom, 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 boom. It returned to life. You see that Titan rise. And as in the time before, you see Vasselheim ripped from the earth and shredded as the Titan ravages the land. You fly across to the Iron Seat Bridge, and you see, as the lava bursting forth from the volcanoes, you see that elemental, the Titan known as Ignis, you see him returning to his throne, taking his rightful seat at his chair. You see, as the vision flows to the seas, as they are whipped into a massive torrent, washing away vast swaths of land, every port city drowning. And you see the winds kick up in Marquette as sand and wind buffet every structure there, returning it to nothingness. And then we are pulled back, or deeper, or forward, or up. We're not sure. As you see, sitting on a throne, that black torrent swirling around him, Moloch. You see those wisps of black pulling from his skin, like sweat pouring, but in a vapor, an aerosol form, just pouring from every pore, engulfing his body. And next to him, you see Finnick, seated at the throne. And there's a minute, a moment, or an eternity, it's hard to tell, where the other gods seem to fill the space. There's a battle. You see the prime deity is beginning to rally, trying to bring all their force together to defeat creatures that they needed, all of them. Why does my camera keep shutting off?
The gods clearly didn't like that.
No, not happy about revealing the future. As there we go. As they begin to try and rally and muster some force against these elemental prime forces of the universe, and where they needed all of the gods, betrayers included before, they are unable to muster the strength and the energy. And you see, one by one, the gods struck down. You see, sitting on the throne, Moloch. And you see Finnick. And as those gods clash against the elemental forces, that one filled, that is swarming and flooding the oceans and washing over the land, you see Cormorug, trapped inside as that animate, living wave washes across. There's a moment you see, whether it's tomorrow or 100 years from now, Zarel, you stand basked in light, your wings outstretched far wider than they currently rely, as that giant earthen titan begins to move towards you, having destroyed your home. You try to stand against it. You see that massive stone hand press down against you as the light you emit extinguishes. And Rhynak, you see yourself, but for a moment, watching, moving from the shadows, gathering what you can as your master whispers in your ear. Get what you can. We will find our path. And as those forces begin to clash, you see that ever-encompassing black cloud beginning to push from the throne, echoing out across the plains, pulling the various elements into itself, that ever-devouring, ever-hungry cloud, slowly unraveling the universe. You see Finnick seated on the throne next to Moloch, growing ever more powerful. Her eyes blackening, her wings shifting from what they currently are to these dark, smoking clouds. As her skin begins to transform, black veins coursing through her arms, as the power begins to fill every cell of her being. She becomes the avatar, the emissary of Thrasadun. And that is where the lake begins to break, and you are returned to reality.
Oh shit. Zero, seeing all this is like in tears, but they're like golden tears of light. They're just like pouring from his face. Because we've seen these things and we understand, and Zero is gonna fly forward to get close to the giant, and would like to send their intent, because now we're connected, correct? Try to send the intent of like, this is what we're trying to stop, and this is what we like, it's our destiny to stand against it, like as you saw. Trying to feed in to him that we're not actively, trying to be a part of this. We're trying to be the whatever to it, the force that stops it, and we're trying to figure out how to break the chains, and we're trying to figure out how to get more, trying to stop Sammy and Raynor, and like kind of feeding in our memories and our things through that same line of connection. And I'm gonna ask, can you help us stop this?
Yes, I can. By sinking the ship. Begin to try and push the ship down below the waves.
Okay. One, before I act, because we were all in the bond, we saw all of that, correct? Those memories, those thoughts,
Yep.
Yeah.
those future paths. Great.
Yeah.
More importantly, how far away is this giant?
He
More
is.
importantly,
If
He's
you,
touching the boat.
if you look at the battle
He's
map,
touching the
he
boat
is
now.
touching the boat.
he and the
It's foggy and all these things are happening, but it gets to a point where, can I do a thing real quick? Hold on. Success. It gets to a point where there's nothing that Zero's going to say that will change his individual's thoughts, their goals. And he was willing to let things be until he got brought in the mix. And then as these hands begin to push down, Rhynak, you all just hear an audible. It's never just so simple. He's going to suddenly disappear in shadow and appear next to the storm giant's eye with the quill in his hand and is going to intend to stab.
Okay. Does anyone else have any intent to try and negotiate this before I move on?
I mean, the only thing I would have tried to do is cast command.
Okay. So with that, I need you all to go ahead and roll initiative. Give me 2 seconds.
Let's see, how many shipwrecks can Rhynak get?
Oh my
do-
gosh.
Right.
Just start a tally.
Mhm.
He's like, not again. Absolutely not. Well, y'all, I tried. I really did. I
You
gave
did.
him my
I was proud.
tried.
You tried.
You did good.
You tried.
You did good.
And it
'Cause-
did not happen.
look. I did everything within my power to handle this like an emissary, and now we gotta get active.
They got to get active. That's real. Great.
Okay. Rhynak.
23.
Wormrug.
15.
Zarl.
13.
Finnick.
17.
Okay. All right. Gormrug. Roll. 15.
Whew.
All right. That being said, coming up to the top of the round, as you have attempted to go ahead and strike him directly in the eye, did you want to make this a called shot for an advantage, or like for an advantage later, or?
Well, I am going to ask. You said they seem to be blind. Do they have the blinded status? Would they automatically have advantage because of their blindness, or are they seeing in other ways?
I will say you do not have the advantage because of
Okay.
a seeming blindness.
That is totally fair. Then yes, I would like to make it a call shot.
Okay. So -5 from your attack, and then go ahead and roll.
Great. And just so you know, the bonus action, if we're using that as the thing, which is totally fine. He's going to use an innate blessing as a bonus action to teleport.
Okay.
And then as he lands, that quill appears in his hand almost simultaneously as he's moving his hand towards the eye. But as it holds, you suddenly see a shadowy, dark essence surround the quill. As I attempt to stab. And I'm so sorry. It's just not advantage with a -5 for the called shot, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. I was like, wait, let me just make sure I understand that. Okay. Math. 25.
That definitely hits.
That is going to be. Well, he's lucky I didn't have advantage. The action on that would have been my Vengeful Blade, so it is going to take base damage plus the Vengeful Blade's effect. So I'm going to start with base damage. That is going to be. Math. I have the math for a second. I apologize. And you. Okay, that's going to be 10 points of piercing damage plus that's 1, and then I do this and this. Do I have another one? Not immediately. 18 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. You jam the blade into his eye, and you see him kind of reach back and grab hold of it. But doesn't seem to have any resistances or anything.
Gross. And as the blade stabs into the eye, you almost see like the skin around the eye. There's these striations of darkness, almost like slightly bulging at periodic times. If he makes an attack or cast a spell before his next turn, he's going to take an additional lot of damage.
Okay.
Let me go make sure I get this right. An additional 3d8 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. That is action and bonus action. I'm going to try to land as smoothly as possible, or if I can land on him, I don't know. He's big.
Yeah, you could try to land on him if you'd like. I'll ask for an acrobatics check either way.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that's the opposite. 11.
Within 11, I'm going to say you land prone on the deck of the ship. Unfortunately, unable to kind of land adeptly on this massive giant shoulder.
Nope. He just slips and hits his back, and y'all hear. That's me.
Next up is going to be Finnick.
That's so dumb.
I guess it was my intention before Rhynak attacked to cast command, but seeing as that Rhynak sort of just went for it, I'm going to follow suit. I am going to use my bonus action to utter the command word for the Flame Tongue Greatsword. So one of the swords I draw from my hip, and it just ignites into flames. And I will run up and attempt to stab the hand that is gripping hold of the ship.
Okay. Make your way over. The flame of your ancestral familial blade just bursting into flames as you go ahead and run over. Make your attacks for me.
That's cocked. Dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
And I'll just do... I always forget how fucking Divine Smite works. Second level Divine Smite.
Okay.
Okay, so... 9 points of slashing damage, 9 points of fire damage, and only 7 points of radiant damage.
Okay. All right. You slash deep into the hand. You see, as you kind of hit the skin, and there's this radiant burst, a bit of blood kind of spurts out, and you see it as it splashes along the deck. Just this like icy chill kind of move out across the deck, and you feel that cold push up and kind of wash across you, like being hit by like an AC getting recently turned on as it kind of washes over you. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Oh, and just for clarification, do I still have that bless from?
You do. Yeah,
Moloch?
you very much
Okay.
still have that bless from Moloch.
I completely forgot about it.
Daddy
So
M is on your side.
do not call him that. But that is, and then I'm just, because I saw Rhynek fall prone, I kind of want to just position myself between him and the storm giant, if possible.
He's up against the ship. He kind of fell back, and so there's the railing right in front of him. And
Okay.
you're at Rynek's side at this point.
Okay.
Rhynek is just on the floor, like, oh. The wind's kind of been knocked out of him.
Then that will be my turn.
All right, Gormrog, you're up.
Are the giant's hands still on the boat?
Well, one of them has kind of been lifted up as Finnick has attacked it, but it is still within that range of if you wanted to hit it. Yes.
The question is he pushing down?
Currently, no.
'Cause he was-
No, because
He was trying to
right.
submerge the boat.
He did that as soon as he was stabbed in the eye. That attention was lifted,
Okay.
and he's no longer actively pushing the boat underwater.
All right. So crap baskets. I don't actually want to hurt this guy. But I can't let him do this to my people.
What do you want to do, Gormrog?
Stepping over and kind of cartwheeling over Rhynek.
Do you hear?
Yeah, I'm unarmed, but still attacking.
Hey, what's up, Disorderly Decisions? Welcome in. Got a combat going on here.
So I'm going to kill this mosquito is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step on the railing and jump up and sort of kick with just a flurry of blows.
Okay.
So you get a few d20s together. First attack. 16 to hit.
That just hits.
Okay, well, that's a 9 on the dice, so I'll take it. And while I'm rolling, please also roll a Constitution saving throw.
Sure. Cece, do you have your finger up because you need something? You have a point?
Yes, I forgot to add an extra d6.
Okay.
So an extra 4 points of fire damage
Okay, I'll mark that off.
as the chains glow.
Extra 4 damage. Okay. And you said what kind of saving throw?
Constitution, please.
That's a dirty 20.
Yep, he just passes that. And second attack is a dirty 20 to hit.
That'll hit. You didn't give me the damage
Oh,
on the first. You didn't give me the damage on the first hit.
6 damage on the first one.
Okay.
9 damage on the second one. And make that save one more time for me.
That's a natural 1.
He's stunned.
Okay.
And then flurry of blows. So this is 3 key points I've burned so far. Another dirty 20.
Okay.
For 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Final hit. 18 to hit.
That hits.
And only 4 points of damage.
Okay.
But I'm also going to force another saving throw with hold on. Open hand technique. And you hit with one of your flurry of blows, you can pose one of the following effects. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Natural one.
No. Oh, okay.
2 natural ones in a
so
row.
he is
Love it.
Done
Nice job.
and now prone.
Okay, so he instantly falls underwater. Which means he starts to sink underwater, which means you guys cannot see him as he falls beneath the waves.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna fall towards the boat.
Well, he's punching him.
That'd be so much
back.
worse.
No, I punched him back. But that is going to be my turn.
Okay. That brings us to his turn, which he is stunned
He's
for.
stunned until the end of my next turn.
Right. Which brings us to Zarl. As the
Maybe after that.
giant falls into the waves. I can't see him anymore.
What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Something other than hit him.
Could hold your action.
Does that mean I get 2 actions?
No, it
No,
just
it means to
means
use an action later.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to talk over you.
So
Say it again.
what will happen is you can hold your action for this turn, and then since he goes before you, presumably you could do your action and then have your action back when your turn comes.
Okay, I guess I'll do that then.
What are you holding? So you have to be specific with what you're holding.
Well, I was going to slice him with what's it called?
Okay.
My the ethereal blade. Compliments of Finnick.
Okay. So you're gonna move over to where he was. You're gonna hold an attack action.
Was he not in front of me?
No, he was over
He's
here.
underwater.
He's underwater now.
Well, because he was up. I was in the air. What Raynat came, stabbed him, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so you were over
then
there
he
already.
got-
Yeah, you're good. You're good. There's no
like,
confusion.
in the air. Okay. All right. I was like, well, I was gonna slice him in the carotid with the blade with radiant, but he's underwater now, so I guess
You're gonna hold your
that's
action.
not happening.
Did you need to use your bonus action for anything?
No.
Okay. Then that is gonna bring us to the top of initiative with Dr. Reineck.
He catches his breath finally. Just old man. And he uses half his movement to stand up.
Mhm.
And kind of dusts himself off. And before the storm giant was here, Reinhardt typically stands with his like very, very posture, very demure. Not really slouching or anything like that. Even when he's leaning against something, is very rigid in a way. There's a hunch to him right now. And he's just, where did it go? It's gone. Do we go now? I would like to go. Yeah, not really much to do here, which is fine. So I am going to. No, yeah, I'm gonna. I will hold my action. Well, one actually, I will get to the middle of the ship a little bit, just not directly next to the overhang, where I don't know, a hand can reach out and pull you under. I don't do that, so he's gonna get in the middle, just kind of like step back, and just watch. Um, and that's really all I'm gonna do.
Did you want to hold an
well,
action?
No. I think actually what he's going to do is just as he kind of stands there hunched and looks around, you see him place the quill next to his forehead, almost absentmindedly. And again, those kind of like striations of blackness kind of pour through his entire exposed body, at least, as he casts False Life on himself.
Okay.
So he's just gonna get Matt 8 temp HP.
Okay.
No bonus action. Or I don't think it's gonna matter, but just for the sake of it, as he moves back and does that, he just like slips around a banister. Can I attempt to hide as a bonus action? Sorry, using my cunning action to hide.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Sure. Okay. 31.
You feel pretty well hidden considering it's an open deck and you blend in with those shadows pretty fucking well.
That's me.
That being said, as your turn comes to an end, you feel the boat kind of rock back as if something breaks from the surface of the water. But not where you saw the old seer come from the other side. As you see a much younger storm giant push forward. You see those I'm moving everything. You see those much similar markings of coral and weeds kind of strewn throughout a much smaller beard. But you see him push forward, this large, great sword in his hand. He's going to rear up. And you see electricity crackle across the blade of the sword. And he's going to slam down a lightning bolt on Finnick and Zarel, as you are the two closest ones. Go ahead and both of you make dexterity saving throws for me.
Jesus. Okay. 12.
Okay.
You muted, DT.
I rolled an 18.
Okay.
I'm adding the dex to that.
Dexterity saving throw bonus, yeah.
23 then.
Okay, so you save.
Question. I don't know if spells work this way, but when it comes to like chain lightning, can you chain others people's lightning, or
No.
it's just the one that you?
It's the
create?
one you produce.
Okay. Makes
Okay,
sense.
so
That would be sick though.
that would be sick.
I am.
Uh,
I was
that's got to be like a high level reaction spell that you got to make. Someone's got to make.
okay.
On it.
Please. Call it chain reaction.
Finnick, you take 26 points of lightning damage. Zarel, you take 13.
All right.
As you see this much younger storm giant kind of push up, one hand kind of gripping hold of the boat for stability. Let my master be.
Zeral's gonna yell. Well, he started it.
That brings us to Finnick's turn.
Ow. First off. Secondly, you want lightning? I can give you something better. I'm going to cast a 3rd level chaos bolt
Okay.
at the fucker that just
New guy.
attacked me. I'm gonna use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay.
'Cause that was an natural one.
Don't forget your blessing.
Thank you. I would have forgotten that. So that is 23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
If the boat,
What about a boat?
is the new storm giant is on the other side of the boat?
Yeah.
And me and Finnick are closest to him?
No, he called down a lightning bolt to hit you guys.
Oh, okay. I was like, how the heck?
This motherfucker.
19
Yeah.
points of psychic damage
19 points of psychic damage. That
as this ever-changing streak of what looks like lightning, as it is like a roulette of colors, settles on like a deep purple shade.
okay. Anything
And
else?
then you know what? Sort of following Rhynak's move, I'm gonna move closer towards the middle of the ship.
All right. Where do you want to move?
See?
Just right there.
Okay. All right. Gormrog, you're up.
And this is very clearly a different
Yeah.
giant.
He's much younger. He's wielding a sword instead of just the chains on his wrists.
Mhm. Well, first two attacks, because I have extra attack, are going to be thrown daggers as I run across the boat.
You're gonna move towards this new giant.
Yep,
Okay.
and throwing daggers while I do so.
All right.
One is a 18,
Hit.
the other is a dirty 20.
Hit.
These are just regular daggers. These are not the special one.
Yep.
First one is 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Second one is eight points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And as I get up to him, unarmed strike. This is just a regular one. I'm not burning key points for this.
All right.
18 plus 7, 25 to
That
hit.
hits.
And that is 6 on the d6 plus 3 for unarmed strikes.
All right.
So 9 points of damage.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Zeril, you're on deck as the massive storm giant begins to regains himself and makes his way up towards the deck of the ship. He is going to...
Get on my nerves.
Yep, probably. He's actually going to give himself some distance here. He's going to move a little bit back. And then he is going to... Seeing you two next to each other, call down lightning on you two. So that is...
Does he see me?
Oh, you're 100% right. I apologize.
But also, I mean, if Phoenix right there, it's still a valid thing to do. I'm totally fine with that. It's just funny.
No, but that was
Lightning.
his reasoning. Was he saw two people together? No, he's probably gonna go for Gormrog at that point, because considering Gormrog is the one who stunned him.
Nah.
So Gormrog, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh no,
No, I-
not the thing I'm good at.
I don't need to roll a dex
No,
save.
you're good.
Okay.
He only was targeting you
Uh,
because there was two people together.
Okay.
23.
Okay, so you save, and then I believe you take 0 damage, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not even gonna bother rolling anything.
Evasion.
Okay. Which
Dope
is
monk shit, baby.
that is gonna be his whole turn. which is cool. Fun lesson for him to learn. Oh, that ends his turn. Zaro, you're up.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Don't sound so. Don't you? How far is he away from me?
25 feet.
How far is the other one away from me?
30 feet.
Okay. Well, I would like to. Where can I go? Okay. Can I?
Microphone.
God damn it. Thank you. Thank you for that remembrance. Thank you. Thank you. What I'm going to do is I am going to fly to Old Man Withers' face.
Who is Old Man Withers? Dr. Rhynac? Is that who you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
The storm giant.
All right,
The
I had to make sure.
Old,
What's your fly speed?
I think it's also 30.
It's 30, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then I'm going to where'd it go? I had a plan. Oh no, hold on. Where'd it go? Okay. So then I'm going to thunderstep back to the ship.
Okay.
I did that on purpose because I'm hoping that he'll get hit by lightning. From my understanding of this spell.
Sure. Yeah. Well, what's he got to roll?
Yes. 17.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw?
Con, whatever
Con
con
saving throw.
is.
All right. So he rolled
Constitution.
a natural 3 plus 10, so that's 13. That fails, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. So roll damage.
20.
Okay. So as you fly forward, you call that lightning up. A lightning bolt strikes you as you using that electricity teleport back to the ship. As you see, as the electricity kind of arcs across the giant's figure, dispersing down into the water, you see him completely unharmed from the lightning.
God damn. Storm giant. What should I known?
Hey.
He's not taking 20 damage.
No, he does not appear to take any damage. But I wasted a whole turn on a character I can't hit because of dexterity, so now we're even.
Okay, thanks.
Is that end your turn?
I guess so.
All right, Doctor, you're back up.
Seeing Finnick kind of appear next to them, even if he is seen or not, he then looks and sees this younger storm giant and Gormrock do some dope monk stuff. I think, yeah, it's to prove a point. As a bonus action, again, that shadow and word pattern wraps around him, and he appears again. This time, next to the younger storm giant's head.
Okay.
And again, same move happening, seeking to stab, just in the head, not necessarily the eye. Seeking to stab. Was I spotted by the young giant at all? Did I successfully hide?
You were definitely hitting with a 31.
So this will be at advantage.
Yep.
As with my action again, I do another booming blade. Mark off another blessing of the Raven Queen. Oh, that's not what I need. Wrong one. I must have think to click. There we go. Then I'll use you here. Okay. That is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Ouchie.
31.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
As it hits, firstly, as the blade jams into the sun or to this younger individual, again, those kind of striations and almost vein ripping happens, but it's more apparent, and there's a dark purpley maroony black pulse now within the head of this individual. As per the magic item I have, I am going to automatically put a hex on him.
Okay.
Oh, didn't need to worry about that. That was silly.
Okay,
But since it's a put a spell on you, I need to roll things. So I'm just gonna do all this together. You said dice roll the dice and it's doubled?
Yep.
Great. So there's gonna be 1d4 plus 1d6 plus 2d8 plus 5d6 with my sneak attack.
Oh, make sure you double the dice roll you roll for the sneak attack.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I'm not doubling the dice themselves. I'm doubling the roll of them, correct?
Whatever you
Yes.
roll for your sneak attack, double
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah. I'm just
Okay. I just want to make sure that was clear.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate the clarity. I'll just make sure I had everything. New character. All right, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get that. That's there. Great. I think that is everything. That is going to. Ooh, that is spicy. Let's do math together. 9, 12, 20, 23, 20. I don't have to do it like this. Does typing matter? Like slashing, anything like that? It's not thunder and lightning. But I don't know if anything
Then yeah,
else
no,
is
you're
gonna
good.
matter.
You're good.
Great.
Cold is the only other thing.
Not cold. 9, 12, 20, 23, 26, 26, 31, 33. Nope, 34. 68 points of damage plus 7. So 75 points of damage.
Ouchie.
And as I stab, looking up at this older storm giant, call off everything, or I will own him.
Roll me an intimidation check at advantage.
+0, my guy. 18 on the die. So an 18.
Okay. Does that end your turn?
That would be my action and bonus action. Technically, I'm going to try to land again somewhere. I did teleport. So like, if I can find footing and stab him,
Okay.
I will.
Okay. So you're trying to remain on him again?
Yes.
Roll me an acrobatics check one more
God
time.
dang it. I'm
You can
scared
do it.
now. It's always 14.
You fall prone one more time
God damn
on
it.
the deck of the ship. I mean, 14. At least you're not taking damage.
Okay, to be fair though, something I didn't do last time and I realized I could. I have not used any movement.
That's true. Okay, so you're gonna use them.
fall and just like
Pop back up.
stand back
Hop
up.
up. Hop up.
The moment's ruined.
You're doing great, Doc.
Yeah, I kind of like that though. Anyway, action, bonus action, movement. I pass.
Awesome. All right, that brings us to the hexed giant now. Hearing what you've said, Doctor, he's going to kind of look towards you. Your evil is worth more. And he kind of coughs out this blood from the you stabbed him deep in the cheek, and the blood kind of pours into his mouth, and he shoots down this massive, just spit-filled ball of
Ew.
blood and saliva. Your destruction is
Yeah.
worth more than my life. Let's see if he gets his lightning strike back.
Too bad you won't see that ever come.
Ooh, rolled a 6, and you didn't hide.
Nope.
So he's gonna lightning strike one more time right at you, which Gormak also includes you. So
Sorry, buddy.
both of you go ahead and make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. I will take a picture.
Your line, it's a natural 20.
I'm taking the picture.
You dirty bitch.
Go up better. There we go. Boop. Put it in Discord. Yes, natural 24.
All right.
It's not a 20 on my end, but it's still over 20 for a total.
Okay. So Gormog, you take no damage.
Mhm.
Doctor, you're gonna take 20 points of lightning damage, which has already been halved. I rolled really well on that one.
As the lightning strikes down, Gormrog, what does it look like when you evade?
Contrary to a lot of the flips and cartwheels and fast action movement he's been doing, he just kind of.
In the same breath, you almost see like the shadow move Rhynak. He also has evasion. I will take nothing.
Ooh, I forgot about that. All right. Good for you, dirty bastards. Seeing how no one gets hurt, he is gonna move. He's gonna move 50 feet all the way up to the front of the ship.
Gonna catch these hands.
Yep. Go ahead and both of you make your attack of opportunity, if you'd like.
I could, because technically I would get another sneak attack.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Filthy, slutty, dirty 20.
Am I going? Let me just check my reactions really quickly. Yeah. Wait,
9.
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
9.
22.
That hits.
And that will be just base damage, not that. It's gonna be plus. I keep remembering that. So, altogether it is 13 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. Which brings us to Finnick's turn.
And just really quick,
go ahead.
Did you say he positioned himself? So did he move on his turn?
Yeah.
Okay, that's an extra 3d8 damage.
Okay.
From the vengeful blade.
3d8 is sick.
Math. 12 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. What does that look like as that vengeful blade takes effect as he moves away?
The kind of veiny striations that have formed, some more massive than other parts because of the hex that's been applied to it. But you see it almost like pulse and constrict him, and it's almost like watching someone put on like rigid collodion. You can see their skin literally constrict as his essence is siphoned away.
Okay. Finnick, you're up.
Seeing as they're both out of range of melee, I'm going to use my action to bamf out my wings.
Okay.
So these, assuming they don't look any different, these large flaming wings sprout from my back. And I'm going to use 30 feet of movement to get to the older storm giant, assuming I'm able to get within.
Yep. I will say, as your wings are still appearing very fiery and like an inferno sprouting from your back, it is now pushing out black smoke, like as if the flames have caught fire with something, and just black smoke pushing out from the flames.
Oh, I hate that. And then I'm going to quicken spell 3rd level inflict wounds.
All right. What does he have to roll for that?
Nothing. I roll an attack roll.
Okay.
And question, this counts as a melee spell attack.
Uh-huh.
So would that count for the extra d6 fire damage if I hit?
Sure. Why the fuck not?
29 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay. Ooh, ouchie. Please hold while I do math. 5 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
36 points of necrotic damage and 12 points of radiant.
Yeah, nice.
Okay. Yeah, that hurts. As you kind of fly forward, like a winged, like a dragon almost, as you pull forward, your wings billowing black smoke out across the ocean floor. You reach a hand out, kind of grabbing hold of this storm giant's neck, and you see that pulse of blackish energy ripple through this form. As those black veins creep up his skin, you see the faint bit of divine trail up each one of those veins before exploding outward in this divine, radiant, and fiery energy.
You will not stop us from fixing this. As I swipe.
Okay.
And then, so that's action, bonus action, movement.
All right. That is going to end your turn, which brings us to Gormrug.
All right. Oh, man. How far is the guy at the front from me? I can't really see the spaces.
$55 approximately.
Well, shit. Well, I'm going to throw some daggers and move about, let's call it 40 feet in his general direction. Come
Alright.
back here, rabbit. First attack is, actually that might not hit. What is my plus? 12 to
That
hit.
does not hit.
All right, so one dagger goes wide, flies right into the ocean. That makes up for it with a natural 20.
Son of a biscuit.
But because I'm a half-orc, do an extra damage die.
Make sure you double it.
So instead of 1d6, it is 2d6, and I double the total.
Yep.
And then add my +5.
Yep.
Okay. Well, shit. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Okay, good. Make sure you double it because it's. I want to make sure we get all the damage in.
All totaled, that's 11 points of damage.
Nailed it. Love it. Big
Yep.
D.
Yep. And then I'm gonna burn a key point and take Patient Defense as a bonus action,
Okay.
which means he has disadvantage if he tries to hit me.
Okay. Cool. Does that end your turn?
It does.
All right. It is going to be Big Papa's turn. He's going to see if he gets his storm back. He does not. But considering you, Finnick, are right in his face, he is more than happy to deal with you.
Okay.
What was the last thing you said to him? I'm sorry.
You
wanna
won't
fix
stop us
this.
from fixing
Right.
this.
If I thought you could fix it, I wouldn't be here. He's gonna go up and swing both of the chains around that are wrapped around his wrists to try and strike you. That is a 26 to hit,
Yeah, that hits.
and that is a 30 to hit.
Ouch.
So the first one does 17 damage. And the second one does 18 damage.
Gotcha.
At that point, he is going to dive under the water.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
You can go ahead and make your attack of opportunity.
I'm assuming a 12 doesn't hit.
That does not hit.
Damn it.
But that is going to end his turn as he disappears below the waves. Zaral, you are up, my friend. Why does my camera keep going out?
Because you keep making him go underwater and I can't hit him. Payback. Insta karma.
I'll be right back. You think of what you want to do.
I would like to hit a character I can see. Well,
Do you have any Barty supporty things?
party supporty things.
Any healing?
Not really.
Rip. Bardic inspiration is always nice for a bonus action.
That's true. We could do that.
But for your action, I don't know. I don't know your character sheet.
Yeah. I do. I could do that. This is really interesting.
Sorry, dog had to go out.
Oh.
All right, so what do you want to do?
Well, I mean, oh boy is gone, ain't he?
Well, I mean, this guy is. The other one's still up.
He's all the way over there.
He is all the way over there. Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't make it over there anyway. Mentally, I guess I'll do. I'm gonna kind of push to everybody. How's everybody? Finicky still?
Still alive is all I can say right now.
All right. So barely. Gormrog,
You muted.
you're muted.
I'm fine.
Jinx. The good doctor.
I don't actually think you get a response right now. And it's not like an ignoring thing. I think
No.
you can tell that they are very intently now, like
Yeah.
in a mode.
Question about mind bonding. I know you can like send thought as in like conversation thought, but is it also like you kind of can feel the intent to you, I'm assuming?
Sure.
It's a mental bond.
Yeah,
Right,
fuck it,
so-
who cares? Just let it
Okay.
rock. Whatever you want.
All right. So then I would get that the doctor is in this like
Yeah, you can sense
Heidi.
the zone, like the flow state coming from the doctor.
yeah. I'm gonna go. All right, perfect. I would like to guess I give a bardic inspiration.
To who?
I guess. To Finnick, because
Okay.
he's always about to die. Hurt,
Because I put myself in the middle of everything.
of course.
Don't know why you did that.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do, Zero? You want to move at all?
Can I move a little bit to the middle of the
Sure.
ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit further, sorry. A little bit further forward, yeah. closer to Phoenix, just a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. Right there.
All right.
Right there.
That brings us up to the top of the round with the good doctor.
The position changed. That's fine.
Sorry.
As he moves all the way over, listen, the doctor ain't not doing all that. But as he moves over and just kind of taking in the scene for a moment, again, that quill in his hand, he's starting to see some of the crimson of, or whatever color blood, ichor, this storm giant hand, kind of dripping off the tip. He takes it, points it towards the young giant, and then just almost like drags in the air. And as he's dragging that quill through the air, you see a large slash come up across this giant, but doesn't seem to do damage. Not yet, at least. Can they please make a wisdom saving throw?
Okay. That's 11. That is a dirty 20.
As they begin to again they're dragging that energy, noticing that they are going to not take, it's not going to take hold, you see almost spectral variants of this quill, but much tinier and sharper, suddenly just start pestering. I'm going to silvery barbs that. Can you please roll that at disadvantage?
Okay. That's even higher.
Gosh dang it. No, you made me waste one of my only second level spells. It's fine. Well, you are not life tethered. Which is sad for me. I'm going to toss the advantage to Fennec. Fennec's going through it right now, so they need all the help they can get.
Thank you.
It juxtaposed to probably the radiance that Zaro's bardic inspiration feels. This feels empty. There is just a level of nothingness in a way about the power that's like pushed upon you. You almost see, if you like look, you see one of your veins just every so often just kind of pulse. But that's all. But you have advantage on your next action.
Well, it's not the weirdest thing I've seen today, so.
All right. That
That's everything I
ends
got.
your turn, Doc. It's going to be the Storm Giant's turn. He's going to roll to see if he gets his lightning back, which he does not. Yeah, we're going to make this interesting here. He's going to dive beneath the waves as well. And it's at this point you feel the ship be rocked by two massive blows. As you hear the crew below you, throughout the ship, holler, "We've got water!" As water begins to rush in through the bottom of the ship. And that is going to end his turn. Finnick, you're up.
Cool. I'm hurting right now. So I am going to quicken a 4th level cure wounds on myself. Just to so that's 21 points of healing back to me. And then for my action, I'm going to hold, because I don't know where they're going to pop up. I'm going to hold a Eldritch Blasts
Okay.
for when they pop up.
All right. Is that your turn?
That will end my turn.
Gormrog, you're up.
Actually, I'm
Nope.
going to fly 30 feet up in the air.
Okay.
Just get myself away from the water.
Okay. Gormog, you're up.
Grabbing the railing, I'm gonna look over the edge. Can I see anything?
Roll a perception check for me.
Yeah. That's It would help if I had my perception up. 21.
Okay. Well, the 21, I'm going to put these guys back on the map, but understand that they are not at the surface, so they are not
Mhm.
targetable from the surface. You see around this area, the younger guy, and this one down around here.
And I know they're not at the surface, but are they at equal depths and are they below the boat?
They are both below the boat, and they are at equal depths because they are striking at the deck of the underbelly of the ship,
Cool.
which
This
would
is gonna
probably
suck.
be about 10 feet down below the water.
Uh-huh. Yep. So 10 feet down. This is gonna be so stupid. I'm hopping off the edge of the boat. I'm running to get behind the one north of the boat.
So you're going back here.
Yep. And then I'm going down 10 feet.
Okay.
So stupid. Lightning bolt
Okay.
to try and hit them both.
Yeah.
But they're storm giants, so I don't know if they're resistant to lightning. But I'm gonna try it anyway.
Yeah, go ahead and give it a shot. What do they got to roll?
I believe it's dexterity saves. Yeah, dexterity saves.
Okay. Okay. It doesn't seem to matter as you shoot the lightning bolt out across between the water and their own natural immunity. The lightning bolt appears to have no effect.
That would have been 8d6 too. How many feet have I moved so far?
$35 feet. Oh, 45 feet, because you said you went 10 feet underwater.
Mm-hmm. Bonus action dash. And I'm gonna run back to the boat.
Okay. You getting
I'm
back
gonna
on the
swim
deck?
to the surface. I'm gonna swim to the surface, and then run across the water like a monk, and up the wall of the boat to climb over the edge.
All right.
And just in my head, I'm gonna be like, storm giants. Lightning matters not.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. This guy is going to go ahead and try and get his lightning strike back, which he rolled a 5, which means he does. And that being said, he's going to go ahead and make both of his attacks on the underside of the ship as well. That is a lot, and that is less. That is a 18, which still hits the ship. So all of you feel the ship smash twice as more water begins to rush into the under bowels of the ship. Yeah, ship's looking a little rough at this point. Zarel, you're up.
Okay. Well, seeing that, are they still underwater?
Yeah.
Um. I'm gonna try something crazy. Why the hell not? I'm going to say, uh, I'm gonna say to Finnick, send a prayer for the gods, and I'm gonna whistle to my war horse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then we are going to jump into the water, and I'm gonna cast polymorph on my warhorse and turn Miyamori Cadenza into a giant octopus.
Okay. I don't have a giant octopus mini.
Wow,
This is
Joe.
amazing.
You mean you have all these things? You don't have anything with tentacles?
I didn't say that.
Just throw it out on the board.
That's what you're getting. There you go.
Fine. Fine. Giant octopus. Well, I guess a cuttlefish is not necessarily an octopus, but whatever.
Cuttlefish.
Yes, they're actually a lot more dangerous. Oh, it depends, but
Focus. We're already
Anyways.
over time here.
yeah. We're in the water,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like bump this. So Miyamori Cadenza is a purple octopus, giant octopus with suction cups and hookers and beak and all. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm in the water. Excuse me. And I'm going to I have my what's it called?
Weapon.
Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to go for the back neck part of the Oh, do I have to do do Neomori Cadenza's things first?
Well, you use an action to polymorph them.
Okay.
So you can have Neo Credenza Amore make their attack. But all you have is a bonus action left for your turn.
Me, Amore, Cadenza.
Neo Amore Credenza, that's what I said.
No.
Go on your turn, Zaryl.
I'm gonna have
Focus.
Neomori Cadenza because we're mind bonded.
Yep.
Because always to go for the top part. They're gonna attack from the back, and they're gonna wrap 2 arms around the neck and 2 arms around the face, and they're gonna try to go into the orifices and just like
Okay.
suffocate them.
Just roll. I don't know if what you're trying to do is a thing. So go ahead and roll your attack.
Just sounds like he's trying to grapple.
Yeah. Roll
I
me.
think so.
All right. So then roll me a strength check for your giant octopus. Or athletics check.
Do they have the same athletics as me?
No. You gotta look up the stats for a
Oh.
giant octopus.
Oh fuck.
I got you. Hold on. I'm right here.
Giant octopus had it. I can find his strength. Sorry, 1 second. Octopus. Okay. 17 plus 3.
Okay.
It says what is plus the strength.
Okay.
So,
So the storm giant rolled a 28. So as Neo Credenza Asparagus goes to try and wrap it around their face, he just kind of grabs it and throws it across out from the binding. Did you want to do anything with your bonus action?
do I have a bonus action? Damn.
I don't think so.
I don't think I do either.
You're also underwater, so
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
All right.
have anything.
Doctor, you're up.
Jesus. Okay. I guess we're doing the underwater gang, right? That's what it sounds like. Oh, especially because they're clearly messing up the bottom. You will see him look over, sigh, and kind of fall over in a way, almost like a rag doll in a way. And he will try to get at least land and get underwater to see if he can then to see where the creatures are.
Okay. Yeah. Easy enough. As soon as you break the surface of the water and you kind of get a good look as your body begins to float down, sink down, you see the two giants on either side of the boat.
Can I get to them?
Yeah.
Can I get to the younger one, the one I was hurting?
What's your movement speed?
30.
Yeah, easy enough. You're able to get up next to them. It takes you
Okay.
all your movement, but you are able to get up to them.
That's fine. Again, attempts to stab in head. Because that's what we do. What are you? Okay. 23 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Great. Unless I say otherwise, this is pretty much always going to be a vengeful blade because that's my action.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So that's going to be 8 plus gross 1, and then it will also be you and you. Jesus, what is these ones? 14 points of necrotic. Nope, there is a hex. There we go. 17 points of necrotic damage.
Okay. Looking rough. As you stab the blade in, you see that black,
Oh, never mind.
that dark energy kind of suck into the wound, expanding it out. You see the red ichor begin to. I'm sorry,
Oh.
the bluish, viscous ichor begin to pour out. And you feel the water instantly be growing colder as this liquid kind of cascades around your body. He's looking real rough.
I have to ask, which one did the octopus attack?
The other one.
Oh, dang it. No one's not the young one. God damn it. Fine. Okay. Never mind then. Yep, that is my action and I'm gonna stay next to him.
Okay. That's going to bring us to his turn. He's going to see if he gets his lightning back, which he does. But he is not interested in casting a lightning bolt here. He's going to go ahead and he doesn't like you. You've hit him a few times now. He's getting really crumpy. He's going to go ahead and attack you twice with his greatsword.
Okay.
First one is a 16 to hit.
That will miss.
Second one is a 29 to hit.
Did you do that at disadvantage?
I did not.
Good. You have been looking, and you didn't realize it, but there's always a shadowy variant right next to him. He has a cloak of displacement. Can you please make that a disadvantage?
That is a 24 to hit.
Never mind. It doesn't matter.
I apologize.
It's
Sorry,
fine.
sorry,
That's what it's
not
for.
sorry.
That's what it's for. I mean, I could technically silvery barbs, but I'm not going to.
Okay. Then you are going to take 27 points of slashing damage as he slams this massive blade into your side, and just kind of he just grins this toothy grin. You see like barnacles on his teeth at this point.
I need to check one quick thing. Great. I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
I do have advantage. 17, and that's more than half of 27. So I'm good.
Yeah. You're good.
Rude.
But he is pretty happy where he is. So he's
didn't
not
move?
he's not gonna move. No, he likes where he is. He likes his positioning. He's got a good
sure
target on
about
the
that?
boat.
You sure about that?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay.
Finnick, you're up.
Guess I died.
Question: how fucked up is the big guy looking?
He looks okay.
He looks okay.
Yeah, he's got a couple of cuts on him from where you guys have hit him, but he's not like bleeding out at all.
Okay. Well, how far below the water is he?
10 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna fly down so that I'm within 30 feet of him.
Okay.
Gorbog was talking about dumbass decisions, but this might be my dumbest decision yet. But I need him to stop attacking that boat. So I am going to cast with my bonus action Compel Duel.
Okay. What does he got?
And I need a
for that?
charisma or I need a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 22.
That succeeds. Damn
Okay.
it. Okay, well,
Did you want to use your reaction to Silver Barbs him? Come on. Use it. Waste it. Do it.
waste it?
I'll waste mine.
Okay.
So you have yours just in case you need it.
That's a 14,
Thank you.
which is a 28.
Fail. Now, fuck. Why do these guys have good wisdom?
I tried.
I
mean,
appreciate it.
I'll give this to giants, especially storm giants. They don't have a dump stat, except maybe dexterity, but it's still pretty good.
You will get that reaction as well because you said, assuming you went into the water, right?
I'm 20 feet above the water.
Oh, I might not be able to see you. I can see him fail, but I can't see you. I guess keep it. Sorry, I keep my own advantage.
Son of a bitch. Well, that goes that plan.
What do you want to do, Finnick?
At this point, I'm just gonna drop in the water and swing with my sword with my action.
Okay.
Try and get him to focus on something other than the boat.
Okay.
And I do have advantage on this from the last
Yep.
silvery barbs. I'm assuming a 25 hits.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're gonna do 4th level Divine Smite. Fuck it. Okay. So we have 8 points of slashing,
Okay.
5 points of fire, or no, 8 points of fire damage,
Okay.
and 26 points of radiant.
Jesus. You said how many?
Paladins, yo. 26 points of radiant.
Okay.
And you know what? Just because I'm getting sick and tired of this, I'm going to use my action surge.
All right. Go ahead and give me that action surge, mama.
That is a 20 something to hit.
That definitely hits.
24. And I will put another 3rd level Divine Smite into this.
Okay.
Ouch. Oh boy. 9 points of slashing.
Yep.
11 points of fire.
Okay.
And that is another 29 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, he's starting to look rough now. Yeah, he's hurting on that one. That one definitely dig the blade deep into him in this.
And
As you dab the sword in the first time, there's a burst of divine energy out from his front. As you jam it in again, there's another burst from his back. Is that you see this icy cold blue blood beginning to pour out from both sides of him.
And because I have my wings out, add an additional 12 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Which is going to bring us to Gormy.
I don't know what I'm doing because I should have used water breathing instead of lightning bolt. But I didn't. So I'm gonna keep doing guerrilla tactics. I'm gonna jump in the water.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit this guy. I'm gonna swim back to the boat.
All right, go ahead and attack.
But at this point, Gormrog's had enough of this, and he's pulled out his short sword. He's going for the kill on this guy.
All right,
First hit, 26.
that hits.
8 points of piercing damage.
Got it.
22 to hit.
Hits.
11 points of piercing damage.
Okay, he's looking real rough.
Burning a key point. 25 to hit.
That hits.
3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep. Still up.
Sorry. 8, not 3. Because it was a 5 plus 3.
Okay.
He's
He
still up?
he is still up, looking real rough.
Natural 20.
Don't even bother rolling damage. How do you want to do this?
Slash, punch, grab whatever he's wearing, pull him closer, and then punch him with the hand that's holding the short sword.
Okay. You slam into his body 2 times with the blade as you kind of rip open the various parts of this thick bluish hide that he has. You reach up and grab a bit of the fabric that kind of covers his body, this heavy woolen cloak. And you pull him down and bring a hand up and crush into his trachea. You see his throat collapse as his head kind of slumps down into where your fist is, gripping your fist for a minute as this massive head is going to pinch your hand in there until you're able to pull it out as his body just begins to tumble and roll down into the darkness.
And then back up to the boat.
Yep.
And then I still have 30 feet of movement. Right, because 10 down, 10 up.
Yeah.
So across the boat to the other side. Just to the railing and looking down for the others.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. Then it's going to bring us to this guy here. And seeing his disciple felled and everyone kind of beginning to turn against him, he's going to turn towards you, Finnick, and look you directly in the eye. I can't. You're too dangerous. You all are too dangerous. But if I can just take one. And he's going to go ahead and make 2 attacks against you, Finnick.
Okay.
That is a 32 to hit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And that's a natural 1, which brings it to 15.
Yes.
That's 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And then he is going to move around to the back of the ship, which gives Zarl, the octopus, and Finnick attacks of opportunity.
Okay. Can I take that
Okay.
now or
Yeah,
wait?
no, take it now.
I'm going to come behind him and slash at the back of his neck
Okay.
with the radiant or the harmony blade.
Yep. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I have to make sure.
25 to hit.
That hits.
Same thing. 1d10 it says. And I rolled an 8. What it's saying. Am I using that right?
No, roll an attack, fool.
I'm doing this the wrong way, aren't I?
I think everyone's getting tired.
My brain is
Also, I'm
like,
adding Divine Smite to this.
Okay.
I rolled a 7.
To do
I
what?
don't know if I'm doing
To do what, Zarl? To do what? What are you trying to do here, pal?
I'm just trying to slash him. I just want him to die. That's it.
Would you roll?
9
Finnick?
points of 9 points of slashing, 10 points of fire, 16 points of radiant.
Golly.
Okay. Fuck this motherfucker up. I'm gonna, because we are getting late here, I'm gonna let you all go ahead and, as he kind of seeing the desperation now, because he's getting low on health, he's gonna reach up and attempt to grab onto the back of the ship and just drag the entire ship down underwater. I'm gonna give you all one last chance to go ahead and make your attacks against him to see how you're gonna defeat him. All right,
Yeah,
so
just gonna,
Rhynek, what are you doing?
I mean, clearly, yeah, teleporting right behind him as he's trying to get away and just get him right in the jugular.
Okay.
Very precise. That is a math. 25 to hit.
Yeah, we're not even gonna roll to hit or
Yeah.
damage because he's low enough where it's not gonna matter. So you teleport and bring the quill dagger up to his neck and just pull it across, opening up all of the two veins in his the two arteries in his neck. Gormark, what are you doing?
As he pushes the back end of the boat down, the front end's going to come up. I'm just going to slide down the slant of the boat, and then use momentum to propel a sword in hand directly into him.
Okay. You sliding down the deck of the ship as it is beginning to elevate up into the air. Eventually, as it gets close enough, you kick off, launching through the air. You bring the dagger up, slam it into his chest. As you push past this long beard, bits of coral, and there's an octopus in there that you didn't expect. It kind of wraps a tentacle around your arm before, like, looking at you with one of these long eyeballs. Zarl, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna fireball his arms off the ship.
Fireball or
water.
firebolt?
Please don't
Firebolt,
set the
I'm
ship on
sorry.
fire.
I won't. I promise. I'm aiming at his because he's trying to pull the ship down. So I'm trying to blow his fingers off or his hands off.
Okay. You bring your magic. You cast. You wave your hands around, bringing the magic into your hands. You see that energy pulled from the sky as you this small crackles of sparks being ignited, and you fire forward this small bead of red energy moving forward. It explodes outwards, singeing his fingers, and you see the black as the skin chars, you see it blacken and curl underneath as his fingers release the deck of the ship. The whole front end begins to slam down back into the water. Finnick, what's your final move on this giant?
I'm getting right up on him and touching the spot where Gormog just stabbed, casting Inflict Wounds at 5th level.
You cast through the sword as there's this black energy pulses out, and you see this bit of faint black smoke move from each of the blackened veins as you touch, and you see it spread out before suck in, and this blackish energy reaches out and grips hold of the sword before slamming it deep in, where it's only the barest bit of hilt sticking out as he splashes back into the water. Gormrog, you're easy enough. You run off, grab the hilt of your sword, pulling it out from this creature as it slowly begins to descend into the water.
And you would see Rhina go and hold out his hand, and as he does, you see him twist. And as he twists, some of that black energy begins to get siphoned from this storm giant. And as it coalesces, it forms into a scroll that floats in his hand. And he grips and it disappears. As I have created a token of the departed.
God damn it.
And for brevity's sake, because we have a guest coming in at our next episode, there is the remaining 2 weeks pass by as, based off this conflict, tension has begun to seep through the ship. As quiet whispers traverse the crew, having no idea what this giant spoke of, just knowing that they're transporting a crew, or at least a few individuals, that potentially will bring ruin to the world. And as the faintest bit of island begins to come into view, that is where we're going to call it for tonight. Definitely went late. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We are now 9 followers away from 1K. Once we hit 1K, we're going to do a big giveaway. We've got a couple people that are willing to donate some things, so stick around, pay attention to the socials for that. The full details of the giveaway we don't have yet, but it's going to be a big deal. That being said, Date, what are you doing this week?
This week, Thursday, join us on Another World Tabletop, where we'll be in the World of Darkness doing werewolves on After We Howl. That'll be at 5:30 p.m. PST on Another World Tabletop.
Omega, what do you got going on?
As long as I don't suffer from a tornado watch that we have right now. Again, a bunch of things. I'm in actual play almost every day this week, in some way, shape, or form. So just look at my socials. But I want to call out that on Wednesday, I am doing a charity Magic the Gathering game over on twitch.tv/justthehuman, raising money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, an organization again that's very near and dear to my heart. Yeah, that's really that. That's me.
Amazing. This week, New Age Geeks has tomorrow. We have part 2 of our 2-part Cyberpunk game. You can catch us with that. Episode 1 is on our YouTube already. You can catch that at new_age_geeks on YouTube. We are interviewing Cassidy on Thursday next week. There is no Forging Fates next week because I have something going on that day and I will not be able to participate, so there's no show. And Wednesday next week we have Pre and Present Danger as we get ready to wrap up season 1. So that's amazing and super fun. Pay attention to the socials because I have been posting reels and all this crazy shit so you can keep up with our story. I've got nothing else. If you guys got nothing else, stick around for the raid. And remember, we love you, geeks. Good night.